Hello, Adita Lang here, and today's exercise is a squat. A squat is an excellent movement to work all of the muscles of the lower body. They work as a team. But here's the thing, a squat is also considered an activity of daily living. And what does that mean? Well, we need to work these muscles and use these muscles when we're getting up and off the couch. And the same thing is we need to use these muscles when we're getting up and off the toilet. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there too. We have to be real when it comes to this. But let's talk about what a squat really is. So I talk a lot about form and technique. So your shoulders are always down and back as if your shoulder blades are into your back pockets. This lifts your chest up. Now contract your rib cage in ever so slightly. And here's the secret sauce to this. If you can bring your fingers underneath your ribs, you're not fully contracting your abdominals. So by pulling in the ribs and the abdominals all at the same time, it feels like it becomes one. You cannot stick your fingers underneath your ribs, then you know your abdominals are fully engaged. Once they are fully engaged, now your natural curvature of your spine is protected. From here, your feet are underneath your hips, and you will sit your tailbone back as you are sitting down into your squat, looking forward and keeping the knees right over the ankles. Now, as I'm sitting with my tailbone back, my toes go up into the air, so I want you to press your toes down so they're in contact with the floor, still bracing in from the rib cage, and then drive up with your entire foot. So once again, tailbone goes back, toes are touching the floor, knees are right over the ankles, and press up. So here's one of the biggest challenges I see when it comes to a squat. People press their knees forward, and when they press their knees forward to go down, you have the force that's driven through the knee, which now causes stress in the knee. At the same time, your tailbone tucks under, and now you have stress in your lower back. So as you're going down and up, you have two stress points that can cause a lot of pain and can lead to injury. So we want to make sure that when we do this, we're doing this exercise correctly. So now we have a free weight rack, and this has a bar in it. Typically, the gyms have a bar that's 45 pounds. So I would not recommend using a free weight rack if you've never done this before. First, maximize your form and technique with nothing, then you can move on to either dumbbells or a bar. For the bar, you can hold the bar in front or you can hold the bar behind the head. But again, it's about form and technique. So personally, I like to hold the bar behind me because when I hold the bar in front, I tend to round my back a little bit and it doesn't work for me. So I'm going to take the bar right behind, lift the bar up, step away from the machine, and now both feet are hip distance apart. I'm looking straight ahead, tailbone goes back, knees stay right over the ankle, and then I drop with my entire foot. The minute I feel my toes come up into the air, I press my toes down, and at the same time as I'm going down, I'm contracting from my rib cage so my abdominals are fully contracted. So that is the bar. So let's move over here, and I'm going to move you along with me. We have a Smith machine. Now the Smith machine is different, and here's why it's different. The Smith machine is different because it is on rollers and it goes up and down. Actually, I think I'm going to move you over here. You'll have a better view this way. Let's go. There we go. Now you're with me. So the bar is going to go up and down. Now with both of these, you have the end caps, and this is where you can end up eventually adding weight. They'll go right on the sides, making sure that you have the same amount of weight on both sides. Now for our purposes, let's talk about how to use this machine. Because this machine automatically guides the bar up and down, your foot placement is a little bit different. So now you're going to see my back. Come into the machine, lift the bar up, you undo the safeties, but I need you to move your feet slightly forward so as you sit back, your knees land right over the ankles. And of course, don't turn your body like I am. That's not the way to do this. So looking forward, tailbone goes back and draw yourself up. The same principle occurs as we did with the other one. The minute you feel like your toes are up in the air, press your toes down. Keep the knees right over the ankles and keep your neutral spine by contracting in from the ribs. And that, my friends, is the squat.